Your health is a perfect example of manifestation. Now, today I have my notes because y'all know I like to go off track, and this is just gonna keep me in track here today. So I'm just gonna get straight into it. You have beliefs. Everybody has beliefs, and everybody gets kind of misconstrued about what beliefs actually are. Beliefs are actually just repeated thoughts. They're thoughts that you have over and over again. And when you have repeated thoughts, they become beliefs. Those beliefs change the way that you act, and the way that you act dictates your life. It dictates your behavior, which is going to completely change the different results that you might get into life. Now, look at your health, your physical manifestation of the soul inside of you. Now, this isn't some taboo thing. Everybody is walking around in flesh. Everybody has a vessel, a temple that they live life in. And I think that sometimes we don't talk about it enough. But your physical is a manifestation of what's going on in your head. The habits that you think about doing, the behaviors that you end up doing, and the results that come out of that. Your physical is a perfect manifestation of that. Well, of course, there's some things that we can't control. We can't control if we were born with freckles or if we were born black, Asian. You weren't born and you thought, okay, I'm gonna be Asian, and then you became Asian. But to the extent of the way that you express yourself, to the extent of the habits that you choose in the way that you eat, the way that you take care of yourself, the way that you sleep, the supplements that you take, those habits, habitual things start here. So what I mean by your health and your physical is a perfect manifestation of that. Your physical doesn't lie. Your physical doesn't lie. The fact that my skin isn't really sunburned right now is proof that, I'm wearing my sunscreen. The fact that, I'm breaking out a little bit is proof that, maybe I didn't have the, I'm, what's it called? Dairy intolerant, not intolerant, kind of sensitive. It's proof that, I had dairy when I probably shouldn't have. The fact that my hair is long is proof that I made a decision to not cut my hair. So there's multiple factors in which that we can control that, but your health is so detrimental that when you meet somebody and you can tell kind of immediately where their health is, it just shows what's going on inside of their head. Now, like I mentioned before, there's some things we can't control, like when you get cancer, while of course lifting weights and taking care of yourself, eating properly is going to reduce the chances of getting cancer, there's some things you can't control, so I'll give you credit for that. But everything that you think about doing creates behaviors. The thoughts inside of your head aren't merely just thoughts. Of course, negative ones, you can just let them pass without entertaining them. But every single thought you have, your subconscious remembers that. The things that you consume, the things that you watch, the things that you entertain, those things your subconscious doesn't just forget. Those things are ingrained into your brain. So, of course, be careful of what you consume because it's going to fully express outward. What you think about isn't just thoughts. I know I just mentioned this, but I feel the need to really emphasize this. The reason I am where I am today is just because of repeated thoughts. Repeated thoughts become repeated actions. I am at the strength I am because of the reps. Every single rep that I've done in the gym has been a thought, okay, rep number 2, rep number 3. And that goes not just for physical, but for mental, of course. When you're trying to achieve something in life, so let's say you want to get a Ford Bronco, there's needs to be repetition. You don't just think, I want a Ford Bronco, and it's going to be there right outside. There's reps of clocking into work. There's reps of seeing it inside of your head. You fully immerse yourself in the truth of having a Ford Bronco before you have it. You go to test drive it, you're feeling the steering wheel, you are looking up the pictures of it, you immerse yourself in that situation, and then it happens. It doesn't just happen physically and then it happens mentally. It all starts in here. Where I am today, years ago, I thought, you know what, I want to start taking care of myself more and I need to start lifting weights. I need to start eating more properly. And that was a thought inside of my head before it came physically. Everything starts in the mental. Now, I'm going to get on to the next point. Okay. For everyone who's watching this and is thinking, wow, manifestation is some woo-woo shit, that's just like made up. first of all, God in the Bible literally said, if you pray in the present tense and say as if you've already had it, it will come true. So immersing yourself in the mindset, in the situation of what you want to flourish into your life, if it be God's will. I'm not denying that. There's some things in my life that I've wanted that God didn't give me because it wasn't meant for me. So, of course, with that application there, health doesn't really apply to that. Everybody should have good health because, I mean, obviously. But manifestation is not some woo-woo shit. You are constantly manifesting. But some people just decide to choose what they're manifesting. When you're not thinking about good health and you're thinking about poor health, you're not stopping manifesting. You're just manifesting bad health now. You are not pretend you think, oh, trying to manifest a car or manifest a way of being, that's demonic. It's not demonic to manifest something into your life, but the fact that you think that just wanting to change your reality, I have a point with this, trust me. You're never not manifesting. Your thoughts are constantly creating. Your thoughts are constantly bringing in new life, bringing in new opportunities, bringing in new situations into your life. It's just being conscious of the things that you're manifesting and harnessing that power. You can just let life, just go, just let the negative thoughts come in, because naturally, just as humans, we're going to have negative thoughts because that's our brain trying to help us survive. But harnessing that power and choosing, instead of thinking about poor health, I'm going to think about good health. Harnessing that power, that's not me trying to be God. That's not me trying to be a wizard or a witch. That's just me being aware of the power of my thoughts. God literally, guys, I know that this is, I talk about fitness and stuff, but it's so much more spiritual than it is physical. A physical is just the mirror looking back at you. When you want to change what's going on in the mirror, you don't go to the mirror and try to contort it. You change what is looking at the mirror. You change yourself looking at the mirror. If you want to put lipstick on yourself, you don't put lipstick up to the mirror. You put lipstick up to your lips. You got to change what's on the inside, and we're all interconnected, guys. When you are in the pursuit of something better for you in life, something that you aspire to have, the fact that you're going towards something doesn't mean that you're trying to be God. If anything, God plants desires and aspirations inside of your heart, and it would be not cool to take that dream, take that aspiration for better health, better life, something that you want to achieve in your life and expressing yourself. Not taking that for the sake of being humble is not only like wasted potential, but it's taking that dream that God put inside of your heart and throwing it in the trash. So I need to get back to my notes because I'm getting kind of off point here. All right, so thoughts become physical. So thoughts are beliefs are thoughts, repeated thoughts, behaviors, and then reps. And then you adapt to those, and then you get results. I don't like looking at my notes, guys. I kind of just like rambling. Gosh. But I kind of got to be on topic. So back to what I was saying. I just want to talk about manifestation today, guys. I just feel it inside of me. These notes are going over here. So the best way to get to the root of who you're trying to become and being able to fully express that and materialize that into the real world is to think as if you're the person you want to become. Now, I'm sure you've heard this before from some Instagram guru, but genuinely immerse yourself. Immerse yourself in the thought and even the physical too. Visualize yourself as the person you want to become. What are they wearing? What kind of scent are they wearing? What kind of makeup do they wear? What habits do they live on a day-to-day basis? Immerse yourself into that person. Pretend that you're that person. You know what? Even have an alter ego. I have an alter ego. When I am feeling not confident, when I'm feeling like, I don't want to go throughout my day, when I'm feeling like I don't have it in me to express myself in the way that I want to, I flip a switch. I go from Simone to Moni. And that's that more enthusiastic, more excited, more ambitious version of myself that it's, what? I don't have, what's it called? Borderline personality disorder. That's not what it is. But that's putting yourself in the shoes of yourself, not somebody else. Don't try to be somebody else, but the version of you that is in the place that you want to be, because you gotta fake it till you make it. And it's not just faking it till you make it, it's knowing it into existence. If that makes sense. So pretend you want to be someone who takes better care of their health. When you're going to make a decision on the day-to-day basis, okay, so after work, am I going to go home, order DoorDash and watch Netflix? Or thinking as the person I want to become, what would I do? Okay, I'd go to the gym, I'd check in, and then I'd come home and, eat my meal prep. That's what the person of you want to become. And you know what? It's uncomfortable. Your ego wants to stay in place. Your body wants to stay in place. Your mind, it's just trying to keep you safe. Your brain and your body, it's not designed for success. It's designed to keep you safe. So when change is happening in your life, when something new is going on, when you're trying to switch to a different identity, your ego, your mind, and your body are going to be thinking, okay, this is different. I don't know if this is safe. This isn't something that I've done before. Your nervous system is going to tell you, hey, something isn't right. We need to revert back to what we were doing before. And that's just your biology doing what it was designed to do, keep you safe. Every single time you put your hand near a stove and it's hot and you pull away, that is because, okay, it's unfamiliar. It could be dangerous. From the past, maybe you put your hand on the stove and you burnt yourself and you realize, okay, this doesn't feel right. Like times in the past, you've gone to the gym and you've failed. You've tried to make decisions and you've failed and you've hurt from it. Your brain is trying to stop you from feeling that pain. And pain is uncomfortable. Pain is uncomfortable, but it's either the discomfort of becoming the person you want to become or the discomfort of staying the same. And that is where also manifestation comes in there. It's uncomfortable to try to become somebody else, even if you really, 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 really want it. There's going to be mental blockages. There's going to be resistance. There's going to be thoughts that come up that are telling you, hey, you can't do this. Hey, you know what? This isn't for me. And you can listen to those. You can listen to those and stay the same, or you can overcome them. And resistance, like I mentioned, it's just thoughts. It's your choice whether you entertain them or not. It's your choice whether you go over that hurdle or not. Because when you're becoming somebody else, when you are trying to fully express that version of yourself that you have inside of you, that when I'm talking about becoming like another version of yourself, I'm talking about the fulfilled, full of life version of you that we all have inside of us that's just trying to come out. Damn, my traps are sore. We are all designed with so much love inside of us, and it'd be selfish not to express that. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. That's why I'm here talking today. But what was I saying again? I'm so sorry. I have no idea what I was just saying. Anyways, maybe I should pull up my notebook again, because obviously the rampaging isn't really working. How would they? Okay, yeah. Version of yourself that you want to become. We all have it inside of us. You are not special. You are not different from other people who have done the things that you want to do in your life. The only difference between you and them is that they put in the work. They repeated. They were consistent. Consistency. That's one of my favorite words. You're baking a cake, okay? You're putting in the flour, you're putting in the eggs, you're putting in the sugar, etc. When you're halfway done putting all the stuff together, does it look like a cake yet? Does it look like it can be eaten yet? No. Same goes for the process of things. Same goes for manifestation. You're going to keep doing the reps and things aren't going to happen yet. And that's where patience and consistency comes. Now, I would say the pyramids weren't made in a day, but who knows? It could have been aliens who did that, who just dropped it off. But even the aliens who made the pyramids, it didn't take them one day to make that. It probably took them a while. But also, I don't know enough about aliens, so I can't really speak too much on that. I should probably get a better example. Regardless, showing up consistently every single day. You know what? There's people that are inspiring you. Look online, look at your favorite authors, your favorite influencers, your favorite YouTubers. Those people that inspire you and that you want to be like, they don't have a different like chosen by the gods to be doing what they were doing. They weren't cherry picked out of a group of people to be like, okay, yes, you're going to be doing this in life. They just put in the reps. They just put in the work. They believed in themselves. They changed the way that they thought and aligned it with the person that they wanted to be, aligned it with the life that they wanted to live. They're not different from you. Think of literally anyone. Think of Kim Kardashian. That's not a good example, but let's just say Kim Kardashian because she's the first one that came to mind. She is like a billionaire, highly influential. She's pretty bad. Like, she's pretty bad. Like, I know she has like surgery and stuff, but like, we don't shame around here. She's bad. She inspires you. The difference between what she has and what you have is money, power, of course, but she put her thoughts into what she was doing. She's such a bad example. I need a better example. Fuck. Okay. Let me think of someone better. Sabrina Carpenter. God, that's not another good example. Anyways, pretend that Hollywood isn't like some crazy, awful, all that stuff. She showed up to the auditions. She put herself out there. She did that consistently, and now she's an actor, artist. She wasn't chosen by God. She wasn't chosen specifically by God to be the person she is. She chose who she was. And the reason she chose who she was is because God planted that in her heart, regardless of if she's Christian or not. You have an unrealized potential inside of you. I have an unrealized potential inside of me that I'm just now figuring out and that I'm just putting now into fruition by showing up consistently, even when I don't want to. And that's also why your health is such a perfect manifestation of that, because there's going to be times where, I don't want to choose the healthy choice. I don't want to be consistent. I just want to not be on my plan. And of course, to an extent, there's listening to my body, getting the rest that I need and giving myself balance. But when you're showing up consistently, even when times are hard, even when you don't want to, even when there's a million reasons why you shouldn't, and still choosing that version of yourself that you haven't even become yet, that maybe you don't even have any proof that it's on its way, that is where the shift happens. When nothing is happening, when there's no change at all whatsoever, when you feel like the effort that you're putting into what you're pursuing isn't getting anything back. When it gets to that point and you still show up, that's where the magic happens. And not a lot of people get to that point. I am a big doer. I do a lot of things. I can't not be doing something. I can't not be expressing myself. I can't not be putting effort into something. I constantly need to be doing something. So for me, it's difficult for me to even rest. And I have a limiting belief that if I'm resting, I'm, wasting my time, wasting what I could be doing. But the fact that regardless, I'm always doing is just proof that when you keep showing up, things are going to keep happening. Because you're just going to keep doing and you're just going to keep going, and the needle is going to move eventually, and you'll be able to dissect that later on. It's not about being perfect right now, but it's about doing and being consistent with that, and then finding what moves the needles, what actions you get the most out of. And that goes for not just get the most out of physically, but also what brings you the most joy. You don't have to be good at what you're doing right now. You just need to show up. You don't have to be good at changing the way that you think in order to manifest a different life. You just have to do the reps. You are going to fumble so many times. You are going to mess up so many times, and limiting beliefs, automatic negative thoughts, they're going to show up into your head. And that's just a part of life. And it's not about being good right now. But when you're trying to change your life, when you're trying to bring in something new, it's not about being good at what you're doing yet. It's just about showing up, doing the reps, and fine-tuning it later. You get good at it after you prove that you can keep showing up and do it. The first time I showed up to the gym, the first time I started lifting on my own, I wasn't doing good. I was still pretty weak at that point, and obviously I'm not at the point to where I am now, but you show up and it's just like, oh, I'll go to the doctor when I feel better. No. When you're sick, you go to the doctor, you get better, you improve, and then you reap the benefits of it. You don't wait until you're ready and until you're in good health to go see the doctor. And you know what? You're never going to be ready. You're never going to be ready. I wasn't ready to create this video right now. I had gone to the gym. You know what? I did have some caffeine, so I kind of did ready myself up for this video. But I went to the gym, I'm tired, I have work later, and I could be relaxing and watching Spider-Man. And you know what? Part of me does prefer I might do that. But now that I'm in the flow state, I am so happy that I decided to talk to you guys instead, because when you show up, regardless of what comes out of it, regardless of who hears what you're saying and who you impact, when you show yourself that you can keep promises to yourself, that is the highest form of self-respect. And that is a physical manifestation of the fact that you have that self-respect for yourself. You have that identity of someone who respects themselves and that does what's scary and does what isn't easy. You got to have that identity first. Because regardless of what the external world is going to tell you, regardless of what people think about you, and regardless of the results that show or don't show, the fact that you have embodied that identity of somebody who respects themselves, who keeps promises to themselves, that's the highest form of self-love. Respect and keeping promises to yourself. You keep promises for someone who wants you to pick them up at the airport at 5:30. But are you going to keep that promise to yourself that you're going to the gym in the morning? And when you build that confidence of still showing up every single time, those reps, that is perfect manifestation of the love of yourself inside. When you love, it all starts from within, guys. I can't emphasize this enough. It always starts from within. When you have that self-concept and that confidence of and respect for yourself, and you show up with those reps, that's what builds confidence. Confidence comes from proving to yourself over and over and over again that you can do what you're going to do. People always are just like, when I have confidence, that's when I'll do this. When I have confidence, that's when I'll do that. You build confidence from showing up even when you don't want to. You build confidence from showing up even when you're scared. That's where confidence comes from. So I know I went a lot off the topic in this video. Yeah, I probably should have used these. But it all ties back into what I was saying. Your physical, your being, your vessel, the way that you live your life, it all is a manifestation. And don't get me started with the woo-woo stuff with manifestation is woo-woo, because you're manifesting right now. This video you're watching right now was literally manifested through the algorithm of your YouTube channel or the YouTube profile that you have. The algorithm of you watched a video before this, what you searched up, that's what landed this on your feed. Your brain is literally just an algorithm. Your subconscious is an algorithm. What you search up, what you watch, what you have running in the background, that is what's going to pop up on your feed. You watching this right now is a manifestation. Me making this video right now is a manifestation. I decided, okay, I want to start making videos. I want to express myself more. I am a person who expresses myself, and then here I am talking now. It's literally all a manifestation. I thought, I want a new gym top. I go into the gym, or I go into Target, I see a new gym top. Oh, there we go. It was never that difficult, guys. It was never that crazy. People, they want to make things so complicated when it really literally isn't. If you want something in your life and God planted a seed inside of your heart for it to be expressed, just think from the place that you want to be. Think as the person that has that thing. Have that identity of the person who has that dream that wants to be fulfilled. It was never that difficult, guys.